Hi everyone, welcome to Meditation with Annemarie. This is part 10 of my 21-part series on coping with change using your inner power. And today I'm going to be drawing our 10th power for us to practice to help us cope better with change. And all the powers are from my book, Will to Wonder, Principles on the Loss and Recovery of Power. And the book is based on our teachings as Brahma Kumaris. So remember to subscribe down below if you haven't already done so, and I hope you gain some benefit. I hope you gain some insight from today's session. So enjoy. Let's start by picking a power. See which power is going to help us when we apply it in our life. Oh, another one of my favourite powers. As Brahma Kumaris, we practice 8 master powers of Raja Yoga meditation, and which are in the book as well. And if you've been watching my other videos, you probably heard me say that I'd already pulled out all the 8 powers. I actually hadn't. I thought I had. So power to discern is our 8th power, the one that was missing. So perfect for today. So it's quite interesting how out of 21 powers, and this is only the 10th power, the 10th? Yes, the 10th power, that all the 8 master powers have come up first, because that's our foundation. So the power to discern is the ability to distinguish the difference between authenticity and falsehood, to discriminate actual truth from apparent truth, no matter how fantastic the package appears. I remain free because I instantly recognize the intentions of others without being influenced in any way. I am the jeweler. I can pick a fake diamond from a real one at a distance. And the supporting virtues, the inner strengths that can help me strengthen this power is trust, farsightedness, clarity, intuition, wisdom, perception, and simplicity. So beautiful virtues, and we all have these amazing inner strengths within us. Some will be weaker than others. Power to discern was quite weak for me for quite some time before I started to understand and started practicing these powers in my life when I became a Brahma Kumari, and they have really helped me change and grow and love my life as it is, the good, the bad, and all the rest of it within it. So power to discern has been a major power to help me transform my life. So let's start with a meditation. So just starting with the breath deep down into your belly. To let your mind know that you're ready to turn inward, that you're ready to unplug from the external world for a little while. And let's turn inward and look at the qualities of a jeweler, so that I can perhaps become my own jeweler in my own life. So the skills of a jeweler, an experienced jeweler, is to be able to spot a fake diamond from a real one. And on this basis, it is valued in different levels. But the main skill is to be able to discern between which is false and which is real. So to become the jeweler in your life, you must practice becoming a little bit quieter in the mind by turning inward and by internally practicing the skills of a jeweler. And it starts by recognizing my own inner diamond. No matter how many times it may have been rolled in the mud, it may have all this mud caked on it. Practicing to become the jeweler, I need to learn to polish my own diamond and chip away at all the fakeness because I've forgotten who I am. Chip away from all the mud of all the different experiences in life that I've allowed to define me. Until little by little, the authentic sparkle begins to shine through. And we each have this authentic diamond within us. And until we find it, until we polish it, using the friction in our life to make it sparkle and shine, I must keep polishing it to show my own beauty, to show my authenticity, and only then will I be able to spot the real diamond in others. It is then that I will be able to look beyond the fake, not buy into the fake, the untruths, the masks, but to recognize and connect and communicate with that inner diamond. It is then that I will be able to see and communicate with that other diamond. So let me practice on myself first, becoming the jeweler in my own life, so that I stop deceiving myself. And in turn, I will know and instantly stop the deception of others. So recognize the importance, the value of the jeweler as you allow yourself to transform little by little, starting to sparkle once again. And be grateful for the opportunity to turn inward and work on your own inner diamond and strengthen that inner jeweler. So take that diamond with you now into your heart and bring it back with you as a reminder of your ability, of your power to discern. So we're taking a nice, gentle, releasing breath. Just coming back to enjoy the rest of your day. Om Shanti. So, power to discern. As I said, one of my favourite powers, and it used to be quite weak, which of course I didn't know, because I didn't know I had this power. So, living in a material world, living in an image-driven world, it's easy to see why we get caught up with the illusion that power is external, that power is outside of ourselves. And so we're constantly externalizing ourselves because we believe the power's out there, so we're constantly trying to get out there to reclaim some of that power. And of course it's never going to happen if I'm a spiritual being inside this body. So I need to start valuing the content more, and then I will automatically appreciate the package. But if I'm so externally driven that all I'm focusing is on the package, then the content is going to be quite empty. And when it's empty, I'm going to look outside of myself to fill it up. So when I forget that I am love, that I am peace, that I am light within this body, I look outside of myself for that love. And that was my biggest problem. I wasn't aware at the time that I was so desperate for love because I had forgotten that I am love. That I compromised myself emotionally on so many different levels. And when you look outside yourself for that love, which I think most of us do, what we're essentially saying to others is, I'm looking to you to validate me. And when I look to others for validation, I give them permission to dictate the terms. So that's not a good way to try and feel good about myself, is it? So my power to discern was weak because I was allowing this transition to keep happening in my life, not understanding where I was contributing by giving away, by compromising my power, allowing others to take it. In actual fact, I was probably handing it straight over to them. And so I had to learn to turn inward and look at why I was doing it without overanalyzing it, but just recognizing when and where I was doing it, and then little bit by little bit transforming it. So it was I had to learn to become my own jeweler. I had to learn to become and recognize, firstly, my own self-deception, believing that I am this body rather than this soul, this being of love, driving this body. So that's my first mistake, forgetting who I am as a spiritual being and allowing the package to drive my life. And by doing that, you become insecure. So you look to others for, validation, for approval. And when you look out into the world, you can see the different levels that people will go to be loved. The different levels people will go to hang on to that love. People will kill for love. People will torture for love. which isn't really love, is it? So when I'm using my power to discern, I'm able to first recognize the lies that I've been telling myself. I'm not good enough. You know, I need to find love outside of myself. I can only feel better about myself when others make me feel good about myself. Can you see the issue there? Because if that's the case, however I feel is going to be dependent on how someone else treats me. And we teach others how to treat us. So if I want to be treated with respect, I need to start showing what that respect looks like. And back then I had no idea. Now I do. But you know the saying, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So if something keeps reoccurring in your life in a negative way, and you keep hearing yourself saying, why does this keep happening to me? It's time for you to turn inward and look into the mirror of your own heart. Because we're contributing to us feeling bad about ourselves. And the more we ignore or deny our own power, the more we're going to not be honest with ourselves. And so this is why majority of the population, there's 7.5 billion souls in the world, in these amazing body costumes, but that's why majority wear masks, emotional masks, mental masks, because they've forgotten who they are, and so they put on this persona, and it makes them feel good about themselves. But what they're not recognizing is, by not being honest with themselves, not using their power to discern their negative thinking from their positive thinking, their negative beliefs from their positive beliefs, then they're not going to recognize when others are doing it to them. Let me rephrase that. They're going to recognize, they're going to see what others are doing to them, but not what we're doing to ourselves. And so we're always going to be pointing outward. It's not my fault. But you know the old saying, point one finger, three fingers point right back. Where are they pointing at? Straight back at me. So let me not beat myself up when I have this recognition that my power to discern is weak. Sure, there may be some tears as I accept accountability, because with that acceptance, there's a surrender. And with that surrender, my eyes begin to open. And I'm starting to see truth. And the more truth, the more honest I'm living, the less I will accept anything less. So, and that doesn't mean I can't be around people that are dishonest, because majority in the world are lying to themselves in some form. So we still have to live in this world. But how do I do that? I need to strengthen my power to discern, to be able to see that fake diamond from the authentic in an instant, and to be able to see beyond the fakeness and still recognize the authentic soul behind that whatever not so nice behavior you might be seeing. So the more we're able to polish our own inner diamond and start becoming the jeweler and recognize when I'm being authentic and when I'm not, and then recognizing often that reflection, because people come into our lives not to punish us. They're coming into our lives to help us, to help show us something that needs to be healed within me. And so when I'm being triggered, rather than go, well, it's your fault, let me use that opportunity and let me discern what I need to shift. So one, I don't get caught up and buy into their rubbish. All I'm concerned about is healing what I need to heal. And that way, by doing that, I'm automatically cutting that pull that would in the past might pull me in, even against my own will, where I can see they're not being honest, yet I'm still playing the game and I'm responding or I'm reacting on that dishonest level. That doesn't make me very bright, does it, at that point? So, because at that point I'm literally handing over my power. So if I can recognize it and still have some kind of communication, some kind of positive interaction with this soul, I can do that through looking beyond the package and looking beyond the mud that might be caked on that diamond and see that spark in there somewhere, because they're there. We are all these amazing, powerful beings. And we need to start living that practically in our lives. Because if I don't, I'm automatically going to attract people that will deceive me. That's their role. So until I come clean with my own belief system, with my own the thoughts that I'm creating, and learn to turn the negative into the positive in here and in here, then I'm able to start shining outward. And when I'm shining outward, those who in the past may have been able to come into my life to deceive me will no longer be able to, no matter how hard they try, because my light is going to be stronger than their deceit. In the past, their deceit was stronger than my light. So as I work on my own inner light, the more I turn inward, that becomes my outer protection. The more I turn inward and I turn upward and reconnect with the divine source of all energy, where I recharge, where I have that safety, that gives me clearer eyes. And through the clearer eyes, I'm able to have genuine relationships and interactions with others, even if I know that they're not being authentic. I can somehow transform the vibration where either they'll step away or they will start being a little bit more authentic, and they won't even recognize it. And that's the beauty. When I change, the world changes. It may sound like a cliche, but you know what? It's true. And you will recognize that you will see the proof in your own life. So if ever you feel that you've been deceived more than once, which I'm sure most of us have, turn inward, take that accountability, because with that comes the freedom. You know the old paradox, I need to discipline myself in order to experience the freedom. And with that little bit of discipline, by checking in on my own, so my power to judge comes in there, you know, checking to make sure that the scales are my thoughts equal to my words and my actions, or are my thoughts and my intentions up here, but my words and my actions are down here. So if that's the case, then my power to discern is going to be weak, and I'm going to attract some harsh lessons, especially if I'm ignoring or worse, denying. I'm not even aware, I'm just projecting outwards. If I can see what others need to be doing, if I can see what others need to not be doing, time for me to turn inward and check what I need to be doing. This is where I save a lot of time, where I save a lot of energy, where I save a lot of negative vibrations that I might be sending out, that I will be sending out if I'm judging others, if I'm projecting my unhealed stuff out onto the world. So let me turn inward again and again and again and experience that love inside out, because that's where the love is. And I need to learn to connect with my body and learn to love myself within this body, so then I can love this body as my physical vehicle without placing the emphasis on the body. So my value, my first point of worth is within. And then everything stems from there, not the other way around. I hope that makes a little bit of sense for you. I hope that makes it a bit clearer, because there's a lot of deception happening in the world, especially in the media. So we really need to use our power to discern. There's a lot of deception in self-empowerment, in the spiritual. It's awesome that it's becoming mainstream. Meditation, yoga, mindfulness, it's all becoming mainstream now, and it has to happen with everyone being in lockdown and having to turn inward. We otherwise that's why mental health issues are going through the roof at the moment. So because we're not turning inward enough. So use that time, if you are in lockdown, use that time to turn inward, because we need to reserve our energy, and if you have that opportunity to turn inward, now is the time to do that. This is the new, I keep hearing the new norm, so this must either be the new norm for a while. So let me keep turning into my light and not feed any of the darkness of any fears that I might be feeling all around me. Let me use my power to discern. So in the areas of spirituality and meditation, and there's many that are now using different techniques, and some are wonderful, but some are a little bit a lot ego-driven, and there's a lot of self-made gurus coming out of the woodwork. So on one hand, again, the mainstream, it's wonderful. Everyone's becoming more open to spirituality and to meditation and turning inward. But on the other hand, which has to happen, we only learn through contrast, is you're going to get a lot more people who are going to take advantage of that power. So now's the time to strengthen your power to discern. So it's awesome that it's come up now, even though I thought we'd already drawn all the 8 master powers. So it's perfect for today. And where we live is in a bit of a sleepy town, so to speak, in Queensland, in Australia, in Hervey Bay, or Burrum Heads, near Burrum Heads. And although we've experienced the lockdown back in March, we've been in a little bit of a bubble. So it can create a bit of a false sense of security. So just remind yourself, don't get complacent. Enjoy what you have when you have it, appreciate it, but practice your power to discern. Use your power to detach as well, to let go, because we could go into lockdown again at any moment. If this is the new norm, we can go into lockdown at any moment. So am I ready mentally for that? Many are showing yes, and many are proving no. So while I have the opportunity, and for those who may be listening today and are wondering, what am I going to do? I've been in lockdown for 4 weeks, 5 weeks, whatever it might be. And those who aren't in lockdown at this moment, use that time whenever you can to turn inward and work on your own inner strengths, because that's what's going to help you through any times of adversity and challenge. So with the media, with everything that's happening, use your power to discern, so you don't become a victim of your own story, but but instead you remain the actor, the producer, the director, the creator of your story. And that is powerful. So I hope you got some benefit out of today's session. I hope you got some insight on how to strengthen your inner power more and how to remain in control of the reins of your own life, and how to become the jeweler and how to keep polishing your own inner diamond. So I'd like to finish with a meditation. So I want to thank you again for watching, and remember to like or comment or subscribe or all of the three. It's always valuable feedback for me, and it inspires me to keep going. So thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to see you next time. So taking another breath deep down into your belly, once again to just become zero, just for a little while. Zero is no ending and no beginning, but it has a lot of space. So within this space, if you're feeling stressed right now, allow your breathing to just calm down, to slow down. And if you're breathing in your chest or in your shoulders or even in your throat, see if you can consciously allow that breath to go that little bit deeper into your belly. This breathing helps with anxiety, with stress. It helps calm down panic attacks. And as you're breathing nice and calmly and quietly and your body is all relaxed, allow yourself to turn inward into your own heart space. And I want you to now stand in front of the mirror of your own heart, with love in your eyes and honesty in your mind. And gently ask yourself, where am I denying or ignoring me? Where am I denying or ignoring that I am love, that I am peace, that I am power? And ask yourself, can I gently let go now? And if you're finding that difficult, take a breath. And release it as you exhale. And have the intention to release it. Each time return back to the mirror of your heart and see yourself giving yourself so much love, so much support and encouragement. That encouragement that inspires you to be honest. That encouragement to inspire you to clean up your own backyard, your own mind, your own thoughts, your own beliefs that have been holding you back. And see your eyes opening as discernment becomes part of you. As you gently check in with yourself and gently put yourself back on track when you catch yourself, perhaps putting that mask back on. Because as you're turning inward and allowing yourself to polish that inner diamond and starting to see your own sparkle, that truth, little bit by little bit, will be revealed in the mirror of your heart. You will know, because you will no longer accept any form of deception to enter your mind. You will no longer allow others to enter your peaceful domain, your mind, your heart, with their dirty feet. And they won't even want to come in front of you until they have cleaned their own feet. And so is the power to discern. This is how we gain self-respect, self-worth, because no longer do we accept into our lives the blame game. No longer do we accept into our lives the victim game. We only accept peace, power, truth.